Good evening. The artwork I have chosen to study and research as my object for this course is Robert Rauschenberg's Coca-Cola plan from 1958. Here's a look at that really quick. So Rauschenberg is an American artist whose art career spanned many different art styles from Dada to pop. Rauschenberg has dabbled in painting and sculpture and photography, but his highest achievement and most popular works are his combines. The term combine is one that Rauschenberg coined himself and refers to assemblage artwork. In Rauschenberg's combines, he advances the techniques of the collage artists like Picasso and Braque, to a new level by uniting the typical materials of collage like paint and paper and photographs with found and three-dimensional objects. The addition of placing found objects into his own art is the prominent revolutionary concept that Rauschenberg implemented. His choice of using everyday items, especially popular consumer goods, as the found objects, allowed Rauschenberg to confront head-on the changes in society that were developing in America in the 1950s. Television, advertising, and mass production were all booming, and therefore the reproduction of images were being generated at a rapid pace, which in turn brought visual information to the average person like never before. This environment suited Rauschenberg's radical approach to rage against the machine and question the role of a work of art as well as the role of the artist. Rauschenberg shifted from a conceptual outlook where the brushstroke described the artist's inner being to an interaction with popular media and mass-produced goods as a means of expression. With both Rauschenberg and his predecessors, were able to effectively combine random materials together to describe an event. However, when comparing a piece like Rauschenberg's Coca-Cola plan, let's say to Picasso's Les Journaux, another major difference that makes Rauschenberg's art more advanced is that when we look at Le Journal, it is a still life and remains a snapshot of, a single moment in time, while Rauschenberg's art goes beyond, by linking many different various snapshots to tell a story that keeps building and can continue right on off the canvas and into infinity and also into the spectator's mind. Rauschenberg himself explains this in a video that I saw on YouTube. In the particular video, he's talking about his silkscreen works, but clearly this concept applies to Coca-Cola Plan as well. Rauschenberg has also strove to challenge the limitations of what art is, which is another major advancement he set into motion for artists that would follow. In my final paper, I want to speak to the storytelling qualities that Rauschenberg has in his work, or that he, is so well known for, or that I feel is his, strong point. As I examined Rauschenberg's Coca-Cola plan in depth for the first paper, I began to notice that even though the objects in the piece, at a first glance, were completely, or seemed, completely unrelated and, very random, the longer I looked and I began to see a relationship between these items. They sort of spoke to each other, or had this conversation going on. And, then there was an encompassing theme that started to be of flight, is what I saw, that I began to identify. And finally, I began to formulate a hypothetical story where this art piece, becomes transforms into like a spaceship of sorts. Um, and this is this is what happens, when you're watching or viewing a Rauschenberg piece. You get this whole process going on in your mind. It's wonderful. Um, so, it is this relationship of these arbitrary, dimensional objects brought together by Rauschenberg in his combines that makes his art impactful and memorable. I also want to research further what events were happening in the United States in 1958 when Rauschenberg created Coca-Cola Plan, to see how Rauschenberg may have been influenced by, historically, to develop his work, this piece. And lastly, I am also interested in developing or delving deeper into Rauschenberg's modernistic connection with pop culture, and then ultimately how he was a pioneer and paved the way for the pop art movement and the artists of that genre, Warhol and Lichtenstein and the others. So that's my plan, and thank you for listening. And I'll appreciate any comments or feedbacks that you can give me, or suggestions for readings or anything. So look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Bye now.